Councilmember Narvaez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for the great speech that we just heard. I'm going to disagree with quite a few of the items that were in there. I agree with the equity and I agree with the revitalizing of the park, but I have a lot of questions that I don't think that were very fair and weren't answered correctly by the park department when you were going through this. So would it be fair to say that the obviously decrepit condition of this historic ballpark today is basically due to the long-standing neglect by the Park and Recreation Department?
I would not.
So the answer is yes, because you're not able to answer it because you did not keep up the maintenance on this park. At the September 19th, 2019 Park Board meeting, former Director Winters said that renovating this ballpark has been on the Reverchon Park needs list for many bond issue cycles, but has just never been made a priority. It has just never been made a priority, but it's been on the needs list for a very long time. The pictures that you just showed us does not show that. That shows neglect, absolutely neglect of this ballpark. And now the problem is that I mainly have is that the Dallas Morning News said that this is the hottest real estate market in Dallas, that it's $350 a square foot is what stuff is going for right now in this area. $350 a square foot. So we're going to let a company come in, scrape a historic facility to build up a brand new one that looks historic in nature, and then that would add up to, on the 4.25 acres, that would be valued at $64.79 million. That right there makes me realize why RPSC, whatever their name is, RPSE, wants to build here. $64 million of land in the hottest market in Dallas. We should be taking care of this ourselves. This park is very valuable. It is historic to folks. Didn't it just recently get a legacy designation?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, Reverchon is a historic park with official legacy designation, residing on some of the most valuable land in the city of Dallas. It's a single entry park with very limited access and very limited parking. Plus, it's already one of the most heavily used parks in Dallas. One of the already most heavily used parks in Dallas. And then I looked at that list, and I can't remember what slide it's on, and I see 6 to 12 concerts a year. Let's call it 12. That's a concert every month. Adding 1,500 more seats. We don't have the parking. All the parking is off-site, so we're going to increase traffic everywhere. You talked about safety, but yet we didn't take into account all the pedestrians that are going to be crossing Maple Avenue to get into this park. Is that correct?
I'll defer that to Robert. But yes, we looked at their plan.
Yes.
We looked at their plan as far as their parking, because they would be partnering with with three businesses in the area.
Right, exactly. But one day something's going to happen, and that business is going to have something going on. Yeah. Trust me, I know how this works. Yeah. Because I've seen it happen before. This park is not prepared and it's not ready. It's already a well-utilized park. The rec center that's there already cannot handle the amount of guests that it has. The rec center is dilapidated and falling apart. I went and took a tour just to make sure I knew what I was talking about, because I do visit this park quite often. The rec center is in shambles. The gym is in shambles. It's an embarrassing rec center. And then we turn around and we look at the ballpark as well. It's embarrassing. The next thing that I have to ask on this is, why Reverchon? Why Reverchon?
Robert?
Well, first of all, we have to do a complete traffic study, meet all city codes. So as far as the traffic, you're talking in the subject.
No, I asked why Reverchon. Why has Reverchon been selected?
The previous question was about subjectively.
I'm not asking the previous question. I'm asking why Reverchon.
because it was responding to an RFP the City of Dallas issued, and we saw the need to revitalize.
How many changes have been made in the RFP since the original?
Well, I will disagree with your initial comment. The RFP issued 2,000 seats plus 1,500, so we responded to the RFP.
How many changes have been added in the RFP from the first original RFP to this latest RFP?
I don't know the changes between the first RFP and the second RFP. We responded appropriately to the second RFP. I can't.
Mr. Jenkins, can you answer that question, please?
I reviewed the two RFPs just in the last 24 hours to look at the different changes, and we see that it's very similar. The only difference being we reviewed the dates of presentation or feedback from the proposers to make sure we have stronger language in there to get a more scheduled review of the different stages of development and construction. That is our primary change in the two different documents.
So if we're going to scrape a ballpark and start all over and put it at Reverchon, why wouldn't we want to put this somewhere else in a park that maybe could handle new traffic, handle new utilization?
Well, I would say, and the mic is not on. I mean, of course, all those parks would be considered, but the RFP that was put out was for Reverchon Park.
Correct, but my question is, why not other parks?
I believe because of the historic history at Reverchon back in the day when it was a minor league teams that used to play there, and I'm pretty sure when they bid on it, they wanted to bring that type of use back to Reverchon Park.
Mr. Mayor, I'm going to wait till the second round because I've got a lot more questions. Thank you.
Could I respond back about the maintenance? I just want to respond, Mr. Narvaez. There's not lack of maintenance because of staff not maintaining what we have in our budget to maintain the ball fields. As far as the capital improvements, of course, that's a decision it's definitely on our needs assessment, but that's a priority for the board and the council as far as bond funding.
Councilmember Kleiman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you,